Alright, what's up guys? VV back with another video. And in today's video, it's time to go over OP-14, Purple Doflamingo. That's right, I think a lot of people are very excited about this leader. And I have to say, after seeing some of the early results from the East, looks like this leader's not doing too bad. Okay, so let's go ahead and check it out and see what all the fuss is about. So just to lay out the video real quick, guys, we're going to be heading over to the deck list. We're going to break that down, see how the deck functions. That's the first thing we'll do. After that, we're going to head over to the sim. We got 3 games to go over on the sim, and then we will finish up by recapping, and I will tell you guys what I think about this leader moving forward. Okay, so let's do this, guys. I will have everything timestamped in the general description, and I'll have all relevant deck lists and links and stuff like that in the comment section below. If you guys have any comments, questions, or suggestions, please do not hesitate to put those down in the comment section below, or hop on the VV Theory Discord. Link will be in the channel description. Today's video is brought to you by Nin Garden. And right now, when you buy any 2 playmats, you can get the non-stitched Sun God playmat for $9.99. On top of that, you can buy any 2 pins to get the 3rd for 50% off. So be sure to use my code, the VV Theory, at the checkout for 10% off of your next order. Alright guys, let's go and break down the deck list, starting off with the leader. Don Quixote Doflamingo is a 5,000 power, 5 life, mono purple, 7 Warlords of the Sea, Don Quixote Pirates type leader. Okay, and we have the effect, on your opponent's attack once per turn, Dawn -1. Select your leader or one of your Don Quixote Pirates type characters. Change the target of this attack to the selected card. Okay, very solid, very tricky effect there that has a lot of potential. Alright, now let's go ahead and go through the deck list, and then we're going to talk about each one of these cards. But, feel free to pause and read each one of these cards if you don't already know what they do. So we're running 4 of the Searcher Sugar, 4 of the new Searcher Dellinger. This is from OP-14. We're running 3 Giola, running 3 Baby 5, running 2 of the new OP-14 Sugar, running 4 of the new Baby 5, 4 Rosinante, 3 Virgo, 4 Treble, 4 Monet, 3 Don Quixote Doflamingo, the 8 cost from OP-10, and then 2 of the new 10 cost Doflamingo from OP-14. We're running 4 Everwhite, 4 Nora Beam Sword, and 2 Bullet String. So guys, the very first thing I want to say is when I was about halfway through my testing, there was a specific card that I wish I had added for my, for the initial testing, right? And it was this card right here. Now, once I start doing testing, I try not to mess around with the deck at all because I don't want to confuse people where, okay, we just broke down this deck list and then you go to watch the games and you're like, wait, we didn't even go over that card in the deck list breakdown. So that's why I didn't make any quick on-the-fly adjustments. I just wanted to run with what I had because I was about halfway done with my testing when I started thinking like, wait, I think I'm missing a really important event in this deck, and it's this one, at least in my personal opinion. This event right here, guys, is from OP-10. It's perfect for Red Purple Sugar, but it's also very strong for this leader. It's a 1-cost top 3 searcher that you can use as a main or a counter, okay? And the more searching you have in your deck, the more consistent it is, and the more consistent your deck is, the more, probably the better it's going to perform is the best way to say it. So that's kind of just a no-brainer, right? So it'd be really nice to add this card to the deck. I will try to save that to the end of the video where I'll explain how I would add it to the list. But this is definitely a card that I would like to add at some point because afterwards I was like, man, why did I not add this when I was going through my testing? But hey, I think it will just improve the list, and what you see on the screen here was already doing very solid as is. And one more thing I want to mention about events is I think we are a little bit shy on events for this deck, especially since we're running 4 Don Quixote Rosinantes. The only real powerful events that I'm running in here are the Nora Beam Sword and the Bullet String. This Bullet String is really strong, but I'm only running 2 because I feel like I feel like you only want about 1 of these a game. It's a 2-cost counter that has Dawn -1. If your leader has the Don Quixote Pirates type, up to 1 of your leader or character cards gains plus 2,000 power during this battle, then that card gains plus 2,000 power during this turn. So it's a 4K for the battle you're on, but it's a plus 2K for the rest of the turn. So really, really good stuff, you know, from this card here. But it really depends on what we're going to be seeing the most of. If we see a lot of decks that are going super wide on the board, we might want to go up to 4 of these. But otherwise, we still have Nora Beam Sword, and this card's just incredible. This is a 2-cost event counter. This is from all the way back in OP-07, guys. This is a Foxy Pirates card. So I think this might be the only card in the entire deck that is not searchable, at least as is in this current version. But that's because this card is just that strong. First of all, the trigger, you can ramp a Dawn, but the counter, so pay 2 and Dawn -1. Give up to one of your character or leaders plus 2,000 power for this battle, then rest up to one of your opponent's characters. There's no cost restriction on that. You just get to rest one of your opponent's characters. Not leader, okay? Not leader, guys, but character. So this card, extremely solid, very, very clutch card here. So yeah, so it would be nice to add a few more of events to the deck. These are very strong. Oh, by the way, this Everwhite, this is just a it's like the Gear 2 for this deck. I don't know anyone if anyone here has played Blue Purple Luffy. There's a card called Gear 2 where it's a 1-cost 3K for the leader, or you can pay 3 altogether, 1 plus 2 to ramp a Dawn as rested. That's basically the Gear 2 of this deck. Everwhite's very solid. A 3-cost ramp a Dawn, or pay 1 3K counter for your leader. So these are very solid events here, but I think we might want to go up to maybe 12 or 14 events altogether, and maybe even make some adjustments. There's some other cards to mess around with here, like this 2-cost Pentachromatic String. This is it says counter up to one of your leader or character cards gains plus 4,000 power during this battle. Then if your opponent has a character with 6,000 power or more, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So it can help us ramp a Dawn back. This card's okay, I think, but I think it's really more about this Bullet String card, Nora Beam Sword, Everwhite, and then the 1-cost Searcher event we were just talking about. And who knows, there's other cards as well, like Thunder Bagua or Hell's Judgment that people could run as well. But I really would like to, you know, I think if we just fit this one card into this list, I think it'll be completely fine. Because we need a few extra cards to be able to trash with our Rosinante's effect. Notice what it does. On play, you may trash 1 event card. You have to trash an event card from your hand, and then you get to draw 2 cards. So we need more events just to be able to trash more with our Rosinante's. And then, at the end of our turn, if we have 7 or more Dawn on the field, we get to stand 2 Dawn as active. Okay, well, if we're standing 2 Dawn as active, and we have nothing to use that 2 Dawn on, that's not really great, right? That doesn't really help us out all that much. But it's perfect for these 6 events we're running over here, the Nora Beam Sword and the Bullet String. And of course for Everwhite too, right? It stands 2 Dawn. You can still use a 1 Dawn or a 1-cost event as well. Okay, so that's the first initial thing I had to mention up at the front here. Like, wait a minute, there's a very important card that I was not running in here that I wish I had been, and that I noticed about halfway through the testing. Now, just to break everything down, we're running 8 Searchers as is, and if we include this event, it will be 12. But we're running 4 Sugar. This is a repeatable Searcher, and we can protect it pretty well with our leader's, with our leader's effect, right? Because we can just redirect attacks. If they try to swing 5 into our Sugar, okay, we can just Dawn -1 and move the attack to one of our other characters, or even to our leader, right? So then we're also running 4 Dellinger. Now with this card, you want to do the opposite, right? You want to redirect the attack with the leader's effect into the Dellinger. So guys, let me pause and read this if you need to, but I'm going to read it now. This is a 1-cost, 2,000 power, 1K counter Searcher, but it's not your traditional on-play Searcher. It's an on-KO Searcher. It has add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it, and then look at 5 cards from the top of your deck and reveal to 1 Don Quixote Pirates type card and add it to your hand, then place the rest at the bottom of your deck in any order. This is very important. It might seem like, oh nice, it ramps too. Not really. It really just offsets and mitigates the Dawn -1 of your leader's effect. But that's still very strong, because if your opponent goes to attack in for 5, 6, 7K, whatever they go to attack in for, you can just actually ignore their attack and do a search instead. Because you'll Dawn -1 with your leader effect, and then you'll get the Dawn right back with this Dellinger when they get KO'd in battle, because you're gonna Dawn -1, use your leader effect, and push the attack into Dellinger. Dellinger's gonna get KO'd, give you your Dawn right back that you just lost, and then you're doing a top 5 search for a Don Quixote Pirates type card. And you got to ignore the attack. You literally just said, nope, I'm just not going to do that and tap that. I'm just not going to take your damage. I'm just going to trash my character instead here and do a top 5 search. How does that sound? Pretty insane. Very, very strong Searcher in the deck. Now, Giola and Baby 5, these are just open spots in the deck for whatever 2K counters you want to run. Baby 5 has the ability to ramp a Dawn, potentially. You know, you have to discard a card. You have to trash a card from your hand, and if your leader's the Don Quixote Pirates type, you can add a Dawn from your Dawn deck as active. And then Giola, this is, I guess, something we can use for our Rosinante's effect if we're going against a deck that goes super wide on the board. It's really not the worst. It's not the worst 2K counter out there. It's got decent utility, but it has when opponent or on opponent's attack once per turn, you may rest 2 of your Dawn and rest up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 4 or less. So it's just a solid searchable 2K counter with some utility. But if you're thinking of a better 2K counter, go ahead and add that. So this is the new Sugar from OP-14. It's a 4-cost 1,000 power character with a 1K counter. And it has an on-play and an on-KO. So because it has an on-KO, and because this is our leader, you already know what we're trying to do. We're trying to play this card out, get the on-play, and then redirect an attack over to the Sugar. That way we get to ignore an attack and do what it does. So notice what this card does. On play, we get to ramp a Dawn, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active, which is relevant. And then on KO, if your opponent has 6 or more Dawn cards on their field, play up to 1 Don Quixote Pirates type character card with a cost of 5 or less from your hand. So guys, there you go. You know, this is going to be able to, we're going to redirect an attack over to this character. We get to ignore that attack now, and we already ramped a Dawn, so we're not even really going backwards in Dawn if you think about it. We're just kind of breaking even again. And then we ignore the attack for free, and now we're cheating out a 5-cost character if our opponent had 6 or more Dawn cards on their field. So this is a very strong card here, guys. And then another incredibly powerful card is this Baby 5. 4-cost, 1,000 power, 1K counter with an on-play and an on-KO. So you already know what we're trying to do with this. On play, we get to add up to 1 Dawn card from our Dawn deck and set it as active, so we're ramping the Dawn. And then on KO, Dawn -1, because this is a very powerful effect here. Add up to 1 card from the top of your deck to the top of your life cards. So you're ignoring an attack by going Dawn minus... Well, you're going to do Dawn -2 for this one, right? Because it's going to be Dawn -1 from the leader effect, redirect the attack over to here, to the Baby 5, and then on KO, Dawn -1 again. So we lost 2 Dawn there, but then we just ignored an attack, and we gained a life. That is a massive tempo swing in the middle of a battle, especially late in the game when your opponent's trying to get every single attack through to the best of their ability. Okay, then we're running Rosinante, very straightforward card here. We already talked about quite a bit. Running 3 Virgo. So this is a 5-cost 7K that has once per turn, if your Don Quixote Pirates type character would be removed from the field by your opponent's effect, you may return 1 Dawn card from your field to your Dawn deck instead. This card is really nice against any deck that's running removal, and it's a 5-cost character, which is very important. Remember, we were talking about Sugar, and we're about to talk about this Doflamingo. 5 cost is a very important spot in the deck, so you can cheat that out with certain effects in this deck, and it's a 7K, and it has removal prevention. And then when attacking, Dawn -1, give up to 1 of your opponent's characters -2,000 power during this turn. Guys, that is very powerful. I have to say, it's almost surprising to me that this was not an SR, because it's a 5-cost 7K with no 1K counter, because that's vanilla stats, right? 5-cost 7K 1K counter is a vanilla character. Okay, well, we take off the 1K counter, and we have this really powerful once per turn effect, and then we have another really powerful effect for when attacking. Dawn -1, -2K for the turn. Insane. Anyway, I feel like this probably should have been an SR, but hey, it is what it is. Still a very powerful card, no matter what the rarity is. Okay, then we have 4 Treble. This is a new 2K counter from OP-14. It has it's a 5-cost 5K with a 2K counter. On your opponent's turn, once per turn, this effect can be activated when a Dawn card on your field is returned to your Dawn deck. If your leader has the Don Quixote Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and rest it. So this is going to help you offset some of your Dawn minus effects, especially if you have something like this Baby 5 on the field. You'll be able to, fix your Dawn a little bit better with a card like Treble on the field. Then we're running 4 Monet, another 5-cost character, guys. This is a 5-cost 6K, 1K counter, OP-14 card here, Monet, on play and on KO. Very nice. The on play, if your leader has the Don Quixote Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set it as active. On KO, draw 2, trash 1. Very, very solid effect there. Then add up to 2 Dawn cards from your Dawn deck and rest them. So this card here is just a great card to play out on curve with tempo, and you can choose to, redirect attacks into this card just to ramp Dawn. Because think about it, guys. If you play this out on 5, you will go up to 6 Dawn, right? Then, if your opponent attacks in, you can Dawn -1 with your leader's effect to redirect the attack into this, assuming it's a 6,000 power or bigger attack. And now you can go so you'll go from 6 Dawn back down to 5 and then up to 7. So you can use this card to actually ramp Dawn while fixing your hand, draw 2, trash 1. So really solid character here with a 1k counter built in. Okay, then we have OP-10 Doflamingo, cheats out of 5 cost, and then on your opponent's turn, once per turn, you may rest one of your Dawn and add up to 1 active Dawn card to your Dawn deck. I think it should say on your opponent's attack, and it just says opponent's turn. But really what this card is supposed to do, the on play looks right. It's on play, Dawn -1, play up to 1 5 cost or lower Don Quixote Pirates type character card from your hand. But then the second part says, opponent's turn once per turn, you may rest one of your Dawn and add up to 1 active Dawn card from your Dawn deck. I think that's supposed to say on your opponent's attack, once per turn, do that effect. So really good stuff there. And then here's the last card we're going to talk about is this 10 cost Doflamingo. 10 cost 10k, on play, Dawn -3, and then choose one. These are 2 very powerful effects, by the way, but Dawn -3 is a little steep. We'll talk about that in just a second. If your leader has the Don Quixote Pirates type, KO up to 1 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 8 or less, and then up to 3 of your opponent's characters with a cost of 7 or less cannot be rested until the end of your opponent's next turn. The second effect I like better. I actually like the second effect a little bit better. I think it has more utility, locking down multiple targets at one time, potentially. It all depends on what your opponent's board is, obviously. But I think the second part, or the first effect, or the first part of the choose one effect, I almost feel like that probably should have just been able to KO any character. Because you're doing a Dawn -3, and here's the thing. How often will it be more important to hit an 8 cost character versus 3 7 cost characters? I'm sure, situations will come up where that is more important. But generally speaking, it's like, okay, well, wait a minute. If I can hit 3 7 cost or lower characters at one time versus 1 8 cost character, I think 99% of the time you're going to choose the 3 7 cost characters. Again, unless your opponent only has an 8 cost character to hit, that's obviously different. But hopefully you guys understand what I'm saying. We'll have to see. Tell me what you guys think about this card in the comment section below. I think the card's pretty good, but we're probably going to talk about this more at the end of the video. But this is a very tight list, guys. This is a very tight list now that we have all these new OP-14 options. So we'll have to see what we can do to optimize this list and make it even better. Okay, well, that's enough yapping about the deck list, guys. Let's go ahead and head over to the sim and see this deck in action. All right, guys. First game we have up is against Blue Kuzan. So we got the volume off. Let me make sure the speed's on 2x, and we are good to go. Now, okay, real quick. Okay, first of all, that's a horrible hand. We had a mulligan and send that back. This hand's not much better. Real quick, though, guys. When it comes to going first versus going second, I think going second is the way to go. Number 1, you get to draw an extra card on your first turn. Number 2, you're going to stop other people from going second. And that's a lot of, from what I've seen, guys, in OP-14, a lot of decks want to go second. Okay, so if you could just take second away from your opponent, that's already a big enough advantage. So you're going to get to 10 Dawn first, or maybe, it really depends on how this deck ramps out, because there's quite a bit of ramp in this deck. You could get to 10 Dawn. If you're going second, you could get to 10 Dawn like on your 4 Dawn, on your turn 4, I believe, which is really strong. That could be really solid if you have a good enough pull for that. But either way, I think you want to go second. However, going first is really not all that bad. Now, with this hand, it would have been terrible going first, but typically speaking, if you get any of the 1-cost searchers, or if you're running the 1-cost searcher event, going first really isn't too terrible, especially considering how many 5-cost cards we have in the deck. But again, going second is preferable because of that 4-cost sugar in our hand, and the other 4 costs we're running baby 5, because they can ramp us Dawn right away while developing a body. So really good stuff there. Okay, now, so we're good to go. We're going to be going second here, I believe. Yeah, they're going to go first. The Kuzan's going to start off with a TCG search. And now they're going to pass back to us, and we didn't get any love, off the top there, guys. No love from our deck there. So, hey, it happens, though. It does happen. And we're going to take the 7k hit. We're going to ramp it Dawn with a Nora Beam Sword. Okay, here we go. Things are shaping up for us now. So it looks like we're going to go ahead and swing for 6, and I'm going to play out the Sugar to get us back on the even curve. So now I will be on 10 Dawn on my turn 4, right? I think so if I did the math correctly there. Okay, so they're swinging in for 5, and I think we're going to get out of this. We're just going to give a 2k counter, and then they're going to play out a Borsalino. Okay, so we're on an 8 Dawn turn on our turn 3. This is our turn 3, guys. We're on an 8 Dawn turn. We're going to swing for 6 to get over the top of the Borsalino so they can't block for free. And now we're probably just going to develop one of these Virgos because Kuzan does have a little bit of removal built in. Well, I should say some versions of Kuzan have some removal built in. They might be running cards like Red Rock or Gravity Blade Raging Tiger or whatever, right? So here we go. We established the Virgo, and then we swing in, and we swung in first, established the Virgo, and now we're passing it back to them. Okay, so let's see what they choose to do here. They're going to play out Sakazuki. That is a nice follow-up. It was a bit of a gamble, I feel like, on their part, because if we got straight into a 10 Dawn Doflamingo, we could have popped that thing easily and gone about our day, gone about our business. But unfortunately, well, fortunately for my opponent, unfortunately for us, we did not get into a 10-cost Doflamingo. So we play out the Rosinante, we trash the Nora Beam Sword from our hand to draw 2, and now we're going to swing in for 6 and probably just establish either another baby 5, or excuse me, either another Sugar or a baby 5. So we're going to swing for 7, we're going to play out the baby 5, that's the right call there, I think, and then we're going to stand 2 Dawn as active with our Rosinante's end of your turn effect. Okay, so we've put a little bit of pressure on our opponent. We swung for 6 and swung for 7. They play out a Jozu. They're going to try to return a character. It's not going to happen. We're going to Dawn -1 and save it with our Virgo. Okay, let's see what our opponent tries to do now. They still have 3 Dawn left. Okay, they're going to use the effect, the activate main of the Sakazuki to give a free Dawn to their leader while cycling a card. Coming in for 7 into 5. I think I should have 1-cost 3K'd this, guys, but I really wanted to put some more threats on the board. I think I probably should have 1-cost 3K'd that one and then redirected the Sakazuki attack over to the Sugar. That was a slight play mistake there for sure. Okay, just waiting on our opponent here. I think they're probably going to swing for 8 or 9. I would swing for 9 personally because they're at 3 life. They're not really at jeopardy of losing if they have a 1-cost 4K in hand. Yeah, they swing for 9 and now it's back to us. But we just don't have anything big to play out, guys. That's something we have to take into consideration for later on. Maybe we need to mess with the ratios of our 8-cost and 10-cost Doffys. Okay, so we play out a Rosinante there, trashing an event to draw 2. And again, we're just not really seeing what we want from our deck right now. It would have been so nice if we got the 1-cost Searcher Sugar or the Dellinger this game to do some more efficient searching. But that's okay. We have a Dellinger in hand now, but I don't know if we're going to be able to use that now. We kind of missed our opportunity for that. So we swing for 7, we swing for 7, we swing for 7, and we're going to swing for another 7. Let's see what they choose to do. They use a 0-cost 3K. We'll swing for 7 more. And now we're going to go Dawn -1, swinging for 7, making the Borsalino into a 4K. I didn't want him to block in 2K to get out of the last attack. Okay. We have all of our Dawn as active because we have two Rosinantes on the board now, guys. We get 4 Dawn as active at the end of our turn every single turn if it's rested. Okay, they're going to swing for 7 into 5. It looks like we're going to probably 2K, 1K to get out of this one. I have a lot of baby 5s, so I'm probably going to trash one of those, well, eventually. We actually have all 4 this game. We got all 4 of our baby 5s this game. Wow, so guys, Kuzan slamming down Jinbei. They don't get to push my character back because I did a Dawn -1 effect to save it with the Virgo. With my first Virgo's effect, right? But guys, Jinbei and Kuzan, that is awesome with that Sakazuki on the board. They trash a card with the Sakazuki's activate main. They're swinging for 6, 8, 10. Brutal. Guys, that is awesome. I really like that. They're making me want to try out Kuzan very soon here for OP-14. They're going to swing in for 8. We're going to take that one. They're going to swing for 10. We're going to Dawn -1, redirect to baby 5, Dawn -1, gain a life, and we're back up to 2 life. But we're down to 8 Dawn, which is unfortunate. Okay, but we do have a Sugar now. We do have a Sugar in our hand. We might try to, you know, we probably could last another turn. Okay, hang on a second. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Guys, hang on. I just swung for 7, and I have all these other attacks here and all my Dawn available. Well, at least 8 Dawn available. And they took it. They have no Dawn active. They have 1 blocker on the board. So you have to learn to read the board here, guys. You have to learn to read what's going on the board. And this guy just told me a lot. Because there was no reason to take that when you have that many cards in your hand. Okay, no problem. We're going to swing for 7 into 5. 1, 1, 1. 7 more into 5. 1, 1, 1. Okay, I see where this is going. Hey, good luck with these 2 9s coming in next. Swing for 9. Swing for 9, and that's going to be game, guys. He told me a lot. With all, I mean, it's not like he wanted to tell me that information. He just didn't have a choice, right? He had no 2K counters left in hand. Be sure to catch that stuff, guys. Always see what your opponent counters out with. Make sure to count, especially if you're playing live. Be like, all right, what did you counter out with? You know, like count it up for them and everything. Like, okay, oh, I'm swinging for 7, 3 1Ks. That's not good for, that's not good for them, right? That's a really bad spot to be in. Okay, either way, good game to my opponent. We were going to be able to last another turn, guys. The game was not even over right there, well, except for the fact that they had no counter left. We were going to play out another baby 5 after probably doing a quick search with our 1-cost sugar. We were going to play out sugar for 1, tap it down, do a search, and then we were going to play out a baby 5 over top of it and just get as much... Whoops, sorry, guys, I just hit my microphone. Hopefully that wasn't too loud. But then we're going to play out the baby 5 over top of the sugar after doing the search, and then we're just going to tack in for whatever we can on the board. So, that was it was unexpected, but that was a pleasant surprise we got there with them not having enough counter power. Good game to my opponent. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, so that was against blue Kuzan. Now we got a game versus green-yellow Yamato. Okay, volume is off. Let's get the speed on 2x, and here we go. Well, guys, one thing I will say about Doflamingo, this leader, is they are very good into leaders that like to get a major attack in, or like any kind of deck that's trying to do an alpha strike where they load everything up on one attacker and attack in for unblockable, or in this case with double attack. We can always just Dawn -1 and move it over to another target if we have a target on the board, another, like a character on the board. So this is going to be pretty solid, I think, for us. So we swing for 5, we swing for 5. They take 1 and they counter out of the other. They're going to play out a Rosinante. The 1 cost, they're going to swing 2 into 2. We're just going to we're going to 2K counter out, and then we're going to redirect the Yamato attack over to the Dellinger. We'll get the Dawn right back and do a top 5 search, and that was fine. Okay, now they play out an X-Drake. And guys, I'm going to swing for 5 into the leader. They end up taking it. That was pretty dangerous for me. That was a little bit greedy. I probably should have just gone into the Rosinante. I always say to go for the board. Okay, that's one reason. They played out a Trafalgar Law, pulling back a Rosinante Searcher and playing out the Yamato. Did you guys see what that Yamato does, guys? That Yamato, I'm going to try to pause next time I mouse over it. So we're going to do a 1 cost. We're going to play out a 1 cost sugar, do a top 5 search, and now, guys, I'm about to read what this Yamato does. I think. Yeah, pause. Okay, look at this. This is a card from EV03. It's a 5-cost 6K with a 1K counter. On play, give up to 3 rested Dawn cards to your Land of Wano type leader. Okay, so on play, you're playing this out for 5. It's almost like it only costs 2 in this deck because it gives 3 Dawn to your leader. But that look at this on KO, guys. Trash up to 1 card from the top of your opponent's life cards. Not add a card from their hand to from their life to their hand. No, trash it. That is frustrating. So now we're going to have to deal with this card at some point, right? We're going to have to try to deal with this card at some point. All right, so we play out the Bonet, and let's see what we're going to do here. I don't know if I want to deal with the card just yet, but yeah, it looks like we're going to swing for 5. They go ahead and counter out. We'll swing for 6. They counter out. They're down to 5 cards. They're down to 5 cards in their hand, and here we go. So they swing for 2 into 1. I think we're probably just going to let this card go. I'm doing a little bit of math. I'm thinking like, okay, should I like counter out of this or something, then like make them attack into it? And the answer is probably not. Like, I don't think that's the right call. So 6 into 6, this is super annoying. We're going to have to cash in on a Nora Beam Sword here. We got a Dawn -1, plus 2,000 to that, and then rest down a character. We rest down their 6-cost Law. Okay, they're going to go 6 in with this new 8-cost Trafalgar Law, which allowed them to gain a life with the activate main, I think it is. Then they played out the Trafalgar Law. And, hey, this looks like a pretty... Pause. We have to talk about this for a second. This looks really strong, but it's actually not that scary, right? They have 2 cards in their hand. Yeah, but they have 4 life. Who cares, right? I mean, it just legitimately doesn't matter. Like, in no circumstance does them having 4 life matter, unless we were trying to go for lethal the next turn, which we don't have to do. We actually have, as opposed to the last game we just played, we have a lot of counter power in hand this game, like a lot of events and stuff like that, and our board is fine. Our board is intact, so we can, we could probably deal with this board and stabilize. Okay, so that was a very cool interaction with that 8-cost, the new 8-cost secret Trafalgar Law from EV03. But they lost so much from their hand. They're down to 2 cards. Okay, so now they're going to go ahead and attach 2 to the X-Drake, and I'm going to probably just, I might even 1-cost 3K to get out of that just to save the 2K counter in my hand. Okay, so here we go. We draw a Monet for the turn. Not really what we wanted. We're going to go 3 into 5, and now we're just going to go 6s across the board here, I think, guys. 6 into 6. We're not going to swing into the Yamato yet. We'll go 6 more into 6. They have no cards in hand. Hey, That's fine with me, guys. That's fine with me. We're going to go ahead and play out the Doflamingo. We get 2 Dawn is active from that effect. Excuse me, we get... Hang on, pause. I'm talking too fast here. I think we had... It was a 9 Dawn turn. So what we end up doing there... It might have been a 10 Dawn turn. Actually, guys, I can't even remember now. But we were able to get an active Dawn from the Monet. And then we get 2 Dawn active at the end of turn from our Rosinante. Okay, so we have 4 Dawn to work with this turn. We can shut down a lot of attacks if we need to. And remember, we can always just Dawn -1 and push an attack over. Okay, they're going to swing in for 9. So, guys, I think I'm actually just going to take this hit. I'm gonna add the Dawn with the Doflamingo's effect, the 8 cost, and then they're going to swing for 7. Okay, so right here, I think we're going to choose the Nora Beam Sword. We're going to go plus 2,000 and rest down the Trafalgar Law, and we're going to 2k counter out of that. And now, whatever they attack in with the Yamato, we'll just redirect the attack over to something else. Okay, they play out a Perona. They're going to go 9 into 6. We're just going to redirect the attack over into this other Monet here, and that's going to let us do a draw 2, trash 1, and I think it lets us get our Dawn back as well. Okay, here we go. So they're going to pass the turn back. All right, just waiting for them. They pass the turn back, and guess what, guys? Their board's gone. And I'm actually at a point where I am comfortable enough with getting rid of that. I'm actually at a point where I am comfortable enough where I think I can get rid of that Yamato and go down to 0 life. Watch this, 6 into 6. All these cards are gone. They're just, I don't know what they're waiting on. We're just waiting for our opponent. Okay, now I'm swinging 6 into this. And there we go. We trashed our last life card, which was a 2K. That's unfortunate. But guess what, guys? We're playing out a Dellinger. I don't think I'm going to attack into my opponent just yet, because I don't want them to get a trigger. I don't want them to get a trigger, so we're actually just going to pass this turn here. Stand of Dawn is active, and now whatever they do, whatever they attack in with, we're going to rest down whatever else they try. So remember, guys, they can't just swing all... Okay, they're going to swing for 11. Okay, no problem. I think what we're going to do here is we're going to rest down the Perona. Okay, we're going to redirect the attack, and then we're going to use a counter effect here, I believe, to rest down the Perona with our Nora Beam Sword, Dawn -1, plus there, rest there, and now we get to do a top 5 search. Very nice. I think the Dellinger is pretty nice because we can just keep redirecting attacks into that and get what we need out of it. They're going to swing in for 6. I'm looking for a 4-cost, I'm looking for the 4-cost Baby 5. That's what I'm looking for. I just can't find it. Okay, so 6 into this. Let's see if he wants to save it. He does not. Okay, and now I'm starting to feel pretty comfortable. I do have a very strong 2-cost 4K in hand. That will give me plus 2,000 for the turn. So we're going to go, okay, play out the Dellinger. And then I think right here we're going to play out one more Dellinger, and then we're going to actually do some attacks. You're like, okay, we're going to swing for 6, we'll swing for, and then we'll swing for 9. Let's see what he chooses to do. I think he should just take this. Yeah, so he's going to take it. Did he get a trigger? He should know what these cards are, right? Because I think he set these last 2 life with his Trafalgar Laws. Excuse me. Okay, we play out the Dellinger. We're going to stand 2 Dawn as active. We have 8k counter in our hand right now, and we can redirect an attack. So it seems like, oh, we're in trouble. He's going to swing for 15. No, we'll just redirect the attack over. We're completely safe. I've never felt safer at 0 life than in this exact situation we're in right now. Okay, so here we go. Looks like we finally get a Baby 5, and that's, I think my opponent's going to concede here very shortly. We're going to swing for 5. We actually probably can just go for lethal. I don't even know if we need to use the Baby 5, but the option's there. So, Paul's, they're just going to, they're going to concede. So the way that this turn was actually going to go, guys, they had a 2k in hand, so I swing for 5, and then I was going to swing for 7, and then I was going to swing for 7, and that's only a 2 Dawn investment, so they probably get out of that one, and then I think I still could just go for lethal, right? Because, let me see, if I swing for 5, I think they counted out of that one, right? So then if I swing for 7, they have to take it. I swing for 7, they actually have to take that too, because their 1k is the second one from their, it's the middle life they have. Then I swing for 9, they have to take that, and I've only used 2 Dawn. So I could put all 8 on my Dellinger to swing in for 10. So I think we actually probably could have just gone for lethal there. I didn't quite do the math I didn't do the math perfectly there, but we probably could have gone for lethal. However, we just don't need to. We just don't need to go for lethal. We just play out the 4-cost Baby 5, and now the next time they attack this turn, we go, okay, redirect the attack over here. We get out of one attack, and then we gain a life, so the other attack can go through, and we don't even care. So, hey, guys, Doflamingo, if you can control the board, the game is basically over. As soon as you have full control of the board, the game is basically over. Okay, good game to my opponent. We got one more game, a game versus Green Dracula Mihawk. So let's go volumes off. Let's go full screen, speed on 2x, and here we go. All right. So they're going to start off with a Coffin Boat. We're going to start off with a Sugar and a Dellinger this time. Let's go. We're ready this time, guys. We're ready. All right. And we have another Dellinger for last turn. So what I was going to say is on this turn, we actually should just let their attack go through. And they try to starve us, guys. I would not recommend it. Would not recommend trying to starve Doflamingo. I don't have any trigger bodies that are coming out. Okay, so right here, we're just going to swing for 7. So we did a search with our Sugar. We're swinging for 7 with our leader. And we're going to play out another Dellinger, guys. Hey, your turn. And now you can't even go for my baby 5 because he didn't play any characters last turn. I guess they can lock it down with like a Perona or something like that. But still, yeah, okay. And that's exactly what they do. They play out the Perona. And now are they going to try to starve me again? Let's see, guys. Remember, I'm playing in 2x speed. I think my this was a pretty long game here, guys. They're gonna rest their Coffin Boat, and they're gonna stand 3 Dawn as active, and they are gonna pass. They don't want to give me any extra cards in hand, which I get the concept, but I don't know if you can necessarily do that against this deck. I don't know if it works like that against Doflamingo. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Is starving Doffy the way to go? Maybe. We'll have to see. Okay, so we swing for 6. They 2K counter out. We play out a 5-cost 7K Virgo, and now he can't even remove my characters with stuff, right? Now, green doesn't have a lot of removal, to be fair. They have these ways to get around it with, like, locking stuff down or tapping it down or making where it can't tap down, right? Okay, but they're gonna play out a 4-cost Zoro. That's the 2K counter blocker from, I think it's from PRB02. And let's see, they got 3 Dawn left. They just blundered an effect there. Hang on. Pause. Okay, they just tried to play out this event, guys. Notice how this works. You pay 3, you pay 1 plus 2, so you pay 3, and up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters with a cost of 7 or less will not become active in your opponent's next refresh phase. So that was a blunder. Hey, you know, let's be nice though, because remember, guys, people are trying to learn the game. That's the best part about having access to an automatic sim is it's the way to learn the game. They just tried to do something that you could not do. So when they tried to do it, they said, oh, wait a minute, that didn't work. What's wrong with it? And then they probably read, oh, up to 2 of your opponent's rested characters, right? So let's be nice. It happens. We're all trying to learn new cards. Okay, now let's see what they choose to do here. Let me hit play. So they're going to go ahead and swing. They're finally going to attack. Guys, they're finally going to attack for 7 with their leader. We're going to Dawn -1, redirect the attack to Dellinger. We're going to do a top 5 search and get the Dawn back. They're going to swing for 7, and we're going to take that. We're down to 4 life. Okay, and now I have a target to attack into on the board. Well, first, it looks like we might do some searching. Guys, this Sugar is generating so much value for us. We get a bullet string, and now I think we're just going to go for the... Yeah, we're just going to attack into this Perona. I don't even think we necessarily care if we're going to KO it or not. I don't think we actually care if we KO it or not, guys. We're just trying to get as many cards out of their hands as we can. Okay, let's see what they choose to do here. They 1K counter out, and now we're going to go 8 into 6. They're going to block out of that. And now we're going to play out a 5-cost Rosinante, trashing the bullet string to do a draw 2. And now we're going to stand 2 Dawn up at the end of our turn. We actually don't have anything we can use that 2 Dawn on currently, but that's okay. All right, Mihawk plays out the 9-cost Mihawk. Seems good. And they're going to rest that down, the leader effect, locking down my what's his name there? I can't remember his name. Virgo. And then he's going to swing for 7 into my Sugar. I'm going to redirect the attack into a Dellinger and do a top 5 search. They swing 7 more into my Sugar. And now I have cards to attack into on the board. So we're going to go 6 into 6 here, I think, first. Or I could try to go all in on this Dracula Mihawk. Because, guys, that is a sideways target, and they only have 4 cards in their hand. Right here, I think I should just go 6 into 6. Absolutely. I think this is the right call, like, pretty much every single time. And then I think what I should have done after this was actually just go 15 into 10. Okay, they're going to 2K counter out of it. Okay, that's fine. I'm going to go 13 into 10. I think 15 or at least 14 into 10 would have been better, and then play out a 1-cost Sugar for next turn. They're going to use the effect of the Mihawk and then a Paradise Waterfall to get out of it. That's fine. So we're going to play out the Sugar. We're going to do a top search here, and then we're going to pass the turn back. And guys, we're at 4 life. We're not exactly at jeopardy of losing right now. And remember, we can make these insane over-the-top, massive attacks into our opponent's board to deal with these characters. They have 1 card left, guys. 1 card in hand. Okay, so they're going to play out another Mihawk, rested with their leader's effect to make it where my Virgo cannot rest. They're going to swing 6 into... Okay, pause. We had a pretty big play there. They were going to go 6 into 8. We're going to use a Nora Beam Sword, Dawn -1, plus 2,000 for the battle, rest down a character. We rest down their other character, but they still get to use that character's effect. Okay? So they're going to choose to make it where my Rosinante cannot rest next turn. And now they're going to go 8 into 6. So now I think I might just Dawn -1, push the attack into Virgo, and then 2k counter out. All right, here we go. We do have a 10 cost Doflamingo in hand, but they have a 9 cost target. So yeah, that's less than ideal. Okay, right here though, guys, I think we're just going to swing for... I mean, honestly, I just want to swing for 14 into one of those Mihawks. That's where I'm at right now. I'd like to just swing like 14 into a Mihawk. But we could also just get the last card out of their hand, just swing 10 into it to force the last card. But I'm going to swing for 13 into 10 and say you better have a 1-cost 4K in hand or this is going through. Okay, so we get a 2K counter with the Sugar. Now we're going to stand a Dawn as active. And now they got 2 cards in hand, but they're starting to lose their board. And they have nothing to attack into on my board. They have to attack into my Sugar. And then they have to start attacking into me. Okay, they play out Perona. That card is so frustrating, man. That Perona is so good. That Perona is so good, guys. All right, let's see what they choose to do now. They're going to swing for 10 into 1. You can have it. It's yours. Hey, guys, they can have that. They can have that one. It's all theirs. That's okay. All right, so now we're going to go. It looks like we're probably just going to go 6 into Perona, or maybe 7, because I have an 8 Dawn play I want to do here. We're going to go 7 into 6. Does he have a 2K? Show me a 2K. He does. This guy had everything, guys. This guy had everything he needed. That's okay. We have some good stuff, too. There's a baby 5. Yep, so now whenever he goes to attack in, we can just push attacks over to that. The reason I didn't play out the Virgos is because I already have a Virgo, and the reason I did not play out the Rosinante is because I don't have an event to trash to draw 2. I guess I could have played out the 5-cost Monet. That would have been a good target as well, but it's nice having this baby 5 on the board now. Because that's also a card I can just attach 4 to and swing in and not care if they attack in. Okay, they're going to swing for 15. Seems good to me. So we're going to Dawn -1, push the attack over to baby 5, and then ramp a Dawn back with the 8-cost character effect, and we're up to 5 life. So guys, we're back up to 5 life, as it turns out. Well, you know, I'm not exactly scared of their board here, guys. We're going to swing for 5. We're going to swing for 6, 7, 9. Okay? They are now on a clock. They're on a clock now, and I'm at 5 life with like 10 cards in hand, right? My opponent's in quite a bit of trouble here. That's what I say. I don't think you can starve Doflamingo, guys. This guy was probably just trying something new. Let's be nice. And this could just be a new player, you know, or a combination of the two. But here's the thing. By the way, I played out the Doflamingo first, so they could not block with the Trafalgar Law. And then we swing for 9. That's going through. They're down to 0 life. We're standing 2 Dawn as active. They can only attack with their leader, and they can only attack with their 9 costs. Guys, they're going to play out the Law on Beppo, which is not a bad play. They're going to stand 3 Dawn as active with their Coffin Boat. I would have been resting down the Perona just to try to bait me into attacking into it or something, because if I start going for lethal next turn, they're in trouble. So, guys, I can actually just get out of this with a double 2K counter or a 2K, 1K, 1K, just depending on what I want to do. I'm going to choose to ramp a Dawn back with the effect, and then I'm not even going to redirect the attack, guys. I'm actually going to keep my Dawn up, and I'm just going to 2K to get out of this. Now what? You know, he's going to swing for maybe 7K. He'll probably leave a Dawn as active for an event and swing for a... Oh, okay. He's going to play out a Coffin Boat, 7 into 6. Yeah, we're actually just going to 1K to get out of that. Or I guess we could have Dawn -1. Whatever. Either way, my opponent is in so much trouble now, it's not even funny. We're going to go 9 into 7. They 2K and they 1K. Yep, 2K, 1K. And now we're probably just going to swing for... I think we're just going to go all in here, guys. I'm like, you know what? I'm just calling his bluff. He's had it all this whole game. I don't think he still has it. We're going to swing for 10 and then 11. Okay. Worst case scenario here, guys, even if he wipes up my whole board next turn, I still have my Virgo to attack in with, or my leader, or whatever. He has to be able to play out blockers and stuff. GG to my opponent. They had another Law on Beppo in hand, but it had gotten to the... It was too little too late, right? And again, I just don't think you can starve Purple Doflamingo. Maybe certain decks can that burn up life, like Blue-Yellow Boa or Blue-Yellow Nami or whatever else can burn life. But probably not, you know, Green Mihawk. I would suggest being a little bit more aggressive. I don't know. Am I wrong about that, guys? Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. All right. Good game to all my opponents there. Let's check out the deck list one more time. We do have some revisions to make. Like I think I mentioned this earlier. The first thing I want to add to this deck is this Searcher event here. Now, what to add it over, I don't even know, guys, if I'm being honest. I think maybe we do have 10 2K counters, but I kind of like that number. I think 10 2K counters is the way to go. And see, that's the thing, guys. This list is so tight. There are 2 cards in particular that I actually want to add. Two cards in particular. Senior Pink and this 1-cost Searcher event. And maybe what we can do is go maybe -1 Nora Beam Sword. No, that's crazy talk, guys. That's crazy talk. We're bringing it back. We're bringing it back. Maybe we can go down to 8 2K counters since we are running a lot of defensive counter power. Maybe that's what we need to do. Maybe we go -1 Giola, -1 Baby 5, and go +2 of the Searcher events. I don't necessarily think we need 4 of them. I don't think we need 4 Searcher events because we already have 8 of these cards we want to play out right away. But it's nice to have this extra option if we don't see the other 2 Searchers, and then this also doubles over as helping out our Rosinante. Speaking of which, maybe we only need 1 Rosinante since we have so much searching, or maybe we only need 3. I mean, so we can go -1 there and have an extra spot, and maybe that's where we can include something like a Senior Pink. I'm not sure. You guys tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. But this is kind of the direction I'm leaning with the list here, is something closer to this. Baby 5 is a beast, guys. This card can really keep the game going, but I think we might only need 3 of them. As crazy as that sounds, if the format becomes more aggressive, maybe we can go up to 4. But I think if we go 3 Sugars and then 3 Baby 5s, I feel like that will be a slightly better, you know, a little bit better ratios or something like that. I'm not sure. But yeah, other than that, guys, this is a very tight deck list. It is hard to fit everything in here that you want to fit in here. And of course, there are just generically good purple cards we can consider, like 8-cost Katakuri. This is a card we can consider in the future. And then, of course, there's also the 9-cost Charlotte Linlin. That's another option we have. 9-cost Luffy, technically, but I don't think we really want to mess with this. Or, I mean, a whole nother option. Let me go back to the 8-cost stuff. We could go to, okay, here's a cool card I don't think I've ever even seen. And then we have 8-cost, we can go up to 4 8-cost Doflamingos. Because I have to say, there's a lot of 5-cost, there's a lot of 5-cost cards in this deck, guys. So if we can go, hang on, now I'm starting to think about some stuff here, guys. Maybe we do want to go up to 4 of the Doflamingo. Is the 10-cost Doffy worth running? That becomes a serious, like a legitimate question. Is this card actually worth running? I don't know, guys. I'll have to do more testing to find out. Let me just bring back up the Don Quixote cards because we are at least at a full 51 out of 51 deck here. Some cards I have seen people using on the sim that I'm not in love with is this 5-cost Pika, 5-cost 6K 1K counter. End of your turn, if your leader's Don Quixote Pirates type, add up to 1 Dawn card from your Dawn deck and set as active. It's a cool effect, but I feel like if you build this deck the correct way, I feel like Rosinante is just like a strictly better card. Maybe that's just me. I'm not sure. Remember, this card here, the on-play effect requires your leaders to be multicolored. I am not a huge fan of this new thing that Bandai has done where they have certain cards in the game that require your leader to be multicolored. I am not a fan of that. Because this card otherwise would be absolutely perfect in this deck. Because it would ramp you Dawn on 5. I just think it'd be incredible. But, you know, oh well, here we are, I guess. Either way, there's a few other cards here that I've not even... there's a few cards here I haven't seen anyone play. But I think this is probably close to what a lot of people are running right now. And it has been performing very well for me. Some other events to consider, I think I mentioned them earlier, was the Hell's Judgment. This card right here, -3,000, -3,000 for the turn. To two different characters, and then of course there's Thunder Bagua. Let me see if I can find that. I'm not sure if it's in alphabetical order or not. I don't see it. There it is. Okay, Thunder Bagua. This is another card people are playing. Blue Purple Luffy's playing this at least. I don't know if I've seen many Doflamingos play it per se, but it is another option. And the nice thing about this card is that trigger. If you have like 4 of these in your deck and then 4 Nora Beam Swords, well, all of a sudden you have 8 triggers that ramp you Dawn. And then you already have other ways to ramp Dawn as well. But the thing about this deck that I noticed is, okay, what are we ramping to? Now, ramping to 8, we're ramping to this Doflamingo, and this card carries. This card is insanely powerful, especially when you go Doflamingo into Rosinante. But going into 10, this card has been very, middle of the road for me. I'm not sure how much I love it. I could even see maybe getting rid of this card. Do we do it, guys? I don't know. Let me just, we'll mess around with some things to see here. I'm going to get rid of the Senior Pink. Let's go back to Don Quixote stuff and make some quick adjustments. I'm kind of feeling going up to 4 of this Doflamingo, going back up to 4 Rosinante, and then for the final spot, maybe we go up another one of these Searcher events. Maybe this is the way moving forward. I don't know. At that point, now we actually go 4, 8, 10. We have 13 events. Maybe we can go -1 of the Nora Beam Sword at that point and go up the final Searcher. Maybe that ends up being the way. I don't know, guys. Y'all tell me. Maybe we don't need this one call. This is a ramp card, though. The one nice thing about this Everwhite card is it is a ramp card. So maybe we keep this as a 4 of. I don't know. Otherwise, we could go down to 3 of this and have an open spot somewhere else in the deck. And then we would still have 4, 10, 12 events. Maybe we can go up a 2K counter at that point. Maybe we can go up Sugar or Baby 5. Baby 5 is kind of nice after doing some testing. I could see going up to 4 of these. I keep saying Baby 5. I meant Sugar. I mixed these up. I could see going up to a 4th Sugar here because cheating out one of these 5-cost characters is very powerful. Because being able to, especially if you can somehow make it where, like, if you play this card out at some point, and then on the next turn, if you can somehow get to like a Doflamingo, like maybe if you played this out on a 5 or 6 Dawn turn, let's say a 6 Dawn turn. Say you played this out on a 6 Dawn turn. Well, no, see, then your opponent probably wouldn't be at 6. See, that complicates it. That does complicate it. We'll have to see. Either way, I think this card's very solid. I think it's a very strong card because what I was going to say was if you could somehow, use the on KO effect to cheat out a card like this Virgo and then on the following turn play out a Doflamingo to play out the Rosinante, that's a lot of tempo. That's hard to deal with, guys. That's really hard to deal with. All right, I'm done. I could kind of like pick around with these decks all day and try to figure out what's best, but I think what you're seeing on the screen here, I think this is very solid. I would like to know what you guys have to say. I've got a lot of questions for y'all today, right? Purple's not a color I play a lot of. Green and purple are my 2 least played colors. Are you guys thinking that this 10-cost Doflamingo is the way to go? It was not incredible for me in my testing. And I did pull it off once or twice, and I think there was one game where I wish I'd had the card, so maybe we do keep it because of that. I don't know. But what has been y'all's consensus on this card? What do people think about this card? Is it good to go? Should we keep a few of these in the deck, or should we just get rid of it? Is it not even worth running? I don't know. I'm done. I'm leaving it there, guys. Tell me what y'all think in the comment section below. Hope y'all enjoyed. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Let me get the outro on the screen here. I appreciate everybody for making it this far. Hey, guys, Purple Doflamingo, very solid deck, all things considered. Even though I'm not exactly sure how I want to take the list or, build the list moving forward, I think the leader itself is very, very strong. So, yeah, hope y'all enjoyed that. Hey, guys, if you are liking, subscribing, sharing, commenting, viewing my stuff, using my TCG Player affiliate link, if you're donating through Patreon or PayPal, if you're a Playmat supporter, a YouTube member, or part of the Discord community, thank you so much, guys. I appreciate each and every one of you. This community has been incredible. All right, I'm done. Hope y'all enjoyed. Until next time, peace.